What is going on, miners, and welcome back to the Hobbyist Miner channel. Well, we are in early May right now, and I don't know about you guys, but we've had some rather warm days. We actually had a few 85 Fahrenheit days here in Pennsylvania, which is kind of odd, you know, for at least spring for Pennsylvania. Usually 70, but 85 is definitely getting up there. And as many of you guys are experiencing right now, as the weather starts to warm up, it really is a great indicator of what GPUs need our help. You can very quickly see, especially within 𝐓𝐲, where some GPUs are already showing signs of running warm and they need new pads and new paste. And I'm no exception. My cards aren't perfect in any way, shape, or form. And well, I have a 12 card 3070 rig where two of the 3070s are well over 65 degrees Celsius. And you might be like, oh, well, they're fine, right? They are right now. But it's also 49 degrees Fahrenheit outside right now, cooler at night, and rainy outside. So we're at 65 at 49 degrees Fahrenheit. At 85, these things literally are hitting 90°C and shutting off the entire rig. So we got some work to do. We might as well take advantage of it. So in today's video, we're gonna head out to the shed, power down my 12 card 3070 rig, figure out which two GPUs need some love, and get to work doing pads and paste. Before we get too much farther in today's video, I want to give a special shout out to the team over at Endless Mining for sponsoring today's video. I've had the pleasure of getting to know Augustin very well over the last few years and have met him in person at Mining Disrupt 2023. If you guys are in the market for buying your next Bitcoin or 𝐏𝐚𝐫𝐭𝐬 miner, go reach out to Augustin. Great guy. He can get you really good pricing on your favorite S21s, your S19K Pros, and the amazing new KS5s. And if you don't have a place to run them, Augustin's got you covered over at Endless Mining. They offer hosting in the United States, which is awesome. Finally, at checkout, you want to save a few bucks? Well, Augustin's got you covered. He's provided the promo code RPM Face Reveal that give you guys a discount at checkout. Go check out all the details directly down below and tell Endless Mining I said hello. All right, it is dark outside here, but let's take a walk together, shall we? Wet and rainy. It's actually still raining a tiny bit, but let's take a walk. It looks a little different at night than during the day, huh? All right, let's head out to the shed. We got the lights on, ready for us already. We'll see if this will work getting in with my thumb. All right, let's step inside here, get some lights on. Dude, it is chilly in here right now, being 50 out. So I pulled out our filters and our filter wall. We are gonna be replacing them. You can see, man, look how dirty it gets. So we have to do quite a bit of cleaning, but man, with no filters, there is so much air coming through here. So quick swing tour of our shed right now. Jazz miners up top. We got our SC light here, our KA3, a variety of our gold shell box miners. Newest one is our KA box over here. Love this thing, doing awesome. We have our K7 from Mr. DJ Mines, another jazz miner right here. And then on the bottom, we have a few GPU rigs. I have 5 others that are off right now. And then finally, here is our Octo miner, which is our 12 card rig. So let me get this powered down and bring this inside. So I totally forgot how damn heavy these Octominer X12 Ultras are. Oh my gosh, man. I feel bad for the guys at like Terra Hosting that lug these things around all the time. Now I know why I like the X8s significantly more. So the X12, a beast. These are all of our 3070s. I really didn't actually own any 3070s till the bear market. Last bull run, I didn't own anything like the 3070. 3060 XC was my best GPU during the last bull run. So the numbering on these is a little wonky. I'll put a graphic up real quick if you're interested. I did get this directly from Octominer on the numbering that matches within the 𝐓𝐲. So believe it or not, like 0 is right here on the far right-hand side, which is where you see that ASUS unit. And then if you go all the way down, 1 is over here. So the problem childs that we have aren't with the Galax. I love these Galax. These are some of my favorite 3070s. So hardcore. Love those. Our problem childs actually are 1 and 6. Well, any guesses where I told you where 1 is, but where's 6? Well, 1 is right here, and 6 is right here, right next to each other. So I think 1 is actually overheating the most. This one right now, as I said, 49 degrees out. So you might be like, what are you talking about? As we talked about, on 85, 90 degree days is going to be a mess. But this one right here is the one we were saying about 65, 66 C right now at 49 out. And this one here was about 60 to 61. So these are the two today that I'm going to pull, and we're going to repad and repaste. Looks like an operating table. So I'm not going to go step by step on completely cleaning and repadding, repasting these 3070s. However, I don't want to leave you guys hanging. I know a lot of you guys are, hey, I'm here to learn. I'd like to know how to do it. I have a full video, step-by-step, multiple videos actually, on how to repad, repaste, and clean your GPUs. So I'm going to leave those directly down below, multiples, not just one, but multiples, in case you'd like to watch them. We are using GPU risers, pads here. We have quite a variety as they come in all different sizes. So you need to make sure you use the right size. We are going to start by blowing out our cards out back, and then we're going to come in and then we're going to take them apart, clean them, repad and repaste. With all of our cleaning, we are going to use 99.9% alcohol. I'll leave a link to this down below, as well as a variety of these different items if you guys are getting into this. I will be using the 𝐓𝐸𝐴 kit here, has all the screwdrivers and everything that we need. We do have some rubbing alcohol pads, as well as a little needler here that I like to use too with the alcohol. And then we are going to use our digital caliper here to measure the pads on the current card, so we know exactly what size we need, which will be super helpful. Also, we will be using MX4. Everybody likes to use a little bit of, all different types. I prefer the Arctic MX4 for my, pasting. And I love this brush. Love these brushes here to help to clean up some of the heat sinks. So I'll definitely be using this. All right, let's get to work. I'll see you guys on the other side. All right, guys, it's been about an hour and we are done getting these 3070s good to go, repadded, repasted, cleaned off the boards. I didn't take off the fan shrouds. They looked pretty good. Same thing with the heat sinks. Wasn't too bad. Did clean them out though. Repadded, repasted. The pads seemed a little bit dry. The paste seemed to be okay. So taking a look, something I did this time differently, you might have seen in the video, there was a green label on here that said cleaned. This time around, I'm cleaned and I'm putting the date so that I do have an idea for that. So highly recommend it. Get yourself a label maker. Love my label maker. I did put that on both the GPUs so I know the last time that I actually repadded and repasted these. Before we go too much further in today's video, I want to give a special shout out to the team over at 𝐓𝐴 Mining for sponsoring today's video. I've had the pleasure of working with the team over at 𝐓𝐴 Mining for the last 3 years as I've grown as a content creator and a home crypto miner, starting with the 𝐓𝐴1U, then moving on to the 𝐓𝐴 and finally the new 𝐑𝐴. These miners hands down are some of the best, most efficient, most reliable, and some of the quietest miners in the industry. If you're in the market to purchase your next crypto miner, go over and check out 𝐓𝐴 Mining. They now carry some of my favorite ASIC miners like JazzMiner, GoldShell, Bitmain, Ice River, and many more. Go check out 𝐓𝐴mining.com via the link in today's video description and use the special code down below to give you a discount at checkout. All right, it has been 40 minutes and well, there's some things to look at, good and bad. Our second GPU in is actually number 1. As you guys remember, we start out at GPU 0 and then 1, 2, 3, and so on. So our first GPU is actually at 72C, which is worse than where we were before. And you can see that it's actually throttling because we're down to 138 mega hash. So we definitely got a problem child here. We'll circle back to that in a minute. Jumping up to number 6, however, it does say the fans are at 0%. I know that's not true. This is a constant bug that I see in HiveOS with the fans, but we are at 50C right now. So we've seen a really good improvement. Now, you can kind of get a baseline with some of the other cards in here to see that some of them are at 37, some at 39, some at 50. So kind of 50 and under is where we expect to be. One in there at 42 SC as well. So we've made some good improvements. However, the one card is definitely problematic. So what do we do with that? Well, I'm most likely going to pull the GPU and do a little bit more research into the exact model to see if there's anything more online. You know, I went ahead, hitting the keyboard there. I went ahead and did 1mm for our pads. And well, maybe it needs something a little bit different. Maybe it's actually 1.5 and we mismeasured there. Maybe we need some thicker pads. Maybe we need thinner pads and we're not getting the best contact. So I'm going to do a little bit more research and look into that GPU, see if we can kind of nail this down and figure it out. Unfortunately, not all GPUs are made equally, and maybe this is just bad silicon lottery. We'll absolutely have to see. After seeing this rig here, I do want to tweak a little bit more with the overclock settings. You know, we're only at 1400 at 2600 at 135 for our overclock settings. So I do want to play a little bit around with that, see if we can drop the watts, which in turn should drop the temps as well. So something that you guys may be asking, and I wouldn't be surprised, is like, hey, how often do you have to replace pads and paste? When should you do it? Well, I'm going to be honest with you, and it sounds very cliche, but let your GPUs tell you when they need new pad and paste. And what I mean by that is, you know, running something like HiveOS will tell you, you can really see when these cards, which cards stand out, which ones are running hotter. Those should be some quick red flags, especially right now as like you have these little bit of warm days kind of coming up. Those should be great indicators of doing it. If your cards are running great and they're not having any issues,
let them ride, honestly. I mean, unless you're breaking over that 70 degrees Celsius, I wouldn't be concerned. Now, I let mine run up to about 75 traditionally, and I'm okay with that. But we're also 49 degrees Fahrenheit outside right now. Nothing should really be running at 70, to be honest with you. So let your GPUs tell you when you need new pads and new paste. That's the best way to go about it. All right, so are you eager to get into your GPU mining rigs and start repadding and repasting? I have 2 videos right here for you that go more in-depth, step by step. I literally talk you through the entire process with a few different GPUs. So check these videos out, take a look at your graphics cards, figure out what needs to be repadded and repasted. Don't be afraid. The entire process is very simple and very easy.